This one is joined together as we recite both the verses of the Dhamma to the song. Please join together with us. Shri Guru Charana Saroja Najaman Sudha Varno Raghavara Vinara Kesavara Kalcha Buddha Dina Tanjanke Surupam Bhagavati Vidyane Sumani Harabhutale Sarita Ram ji se Ram Ram Kahiyo ji Hanuman Ram ji se Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.
Sita Kabira Jai. Brothers and sisters, before beginning our katha, let us all blend our voices as we sing Ramayana Sumiram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Varananam Arda Sanghanam Rasanam Chandasamati Mangalanam Jagarkaro Vande Vani Vinayaku Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishwasvaro Pinao Yadhyam Vina Pasanti Siddhasvandasaveswaram. Om Gam Ganapate Namah. Om Aim Saraswate Namah. Om Uma Mahamaye Namah. Om Namah Shivaya Namah. Jo sumirat siddhi hoy, Gananayak Karivar. Jo sumirat siddhi hoy, रामचंद्र की जय। शंकर हरिओम जय जय सिया राम। सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय। Brothers and sisters, in our lifetime we have several gurus. We start with mommy and daddy being our gurus, teaching us. We have our Diksha Guru, and we have several Vidya Gurus throughout our lives. Bhagwan himself, this world, this Sara Sansara, is a university. It is here for us to be enlightened and come out of the university. So you need to graduate from the university. So for you to graduate, you need to learn. And learning is not only when they tell you to do something, but you yourself need to perceive things. So if you see someone is doing something wrong, and you should know not to do that, yes? So you have things that people do that you need to do the opposite of. If someone is doing something illicit, you need to do what is the right thing. So Katha this evening is taken from Lanka Kand of Sri Ramcharitmanas. Bhagwan Sri Ram has already crossed the ocean and reached into Lanka. He is on Mount Suvail and they are surveying at the north gate, and they are surveying what's happening in Lanka. Sugriv, the brother of Bali, when he reaches there on that Mount Suvail and he sees Ravan, he's so peeved at him because remember he had abducted Devi Sita. And remember he also had suffered that when Bali had taken his spouse also. So with that anger in him, he rushed in and he started beating up Ravan. Ravan, he knocked him on the ground and made eruption in the whole place, mashed up all the stuff in the thing, and then he came back. When he came back, the one Sri Ram admonishes him and tells him that that is not the way to behave. You need to follow protocol. Even if something has to happen, a war or whatever, you need to have some sort of mediation before that you reach to that stage. So he decides to send Angad. Angad is the son of Bali. And Angad goes to, as an emissary to convince Ravan that look, all you need to do is give back Devi Sita, ask forgiveness of Bhagwan, and this war will not be happening. All your people wouldn't be destroyed. But as much as he's putting forward this to Ravan is not listening. And he's saying, belittling things of Bhagavan Sri Ram. So this angers Angad. And Angad takes his two fists and he slams it onto the ground. And he slams it onto the ground. The entire palace shakes. Everyone is falling off their seats. Some of the people in the assembly ran because they remembered what happened when Mahavir Swami was there. And he destroyed, burnt Lanka. Some of them ran out of the assembly. So some of the crowns that fell off the head of Ravan, Angad sent them towards the direction of Bhagavan Sri Ram. When these Vanars see these shiny objects coming, they're thinking that is Rahu and Ketu is coming this way. But Mahavir Swami is quick to jump up in the air and catch them and bring them down. And rest them at the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ram. Angad is trying to convince Ravan to change his ways. And what happens? When you see you reach a stage in life when you just harden and you don't want to listen to anyone, destruction is imminent. So when he's speaking ill of Bhagavan Sri Ram, Angad now is going to speak to him. He's going to tell him about the 14 types of living dead. So let us hear what Goswami Tulsidas tells us in the Puls Doha. Let us all blend our verses and we join together and sing.
Bansiyahi Ram Ram Ram
Sitaram Sitaram Rahe Sham 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 Sitaram Sitaram Rahe Sham Sham Sham
Sita Hi Ram Bolo Radhe Sham Bolo Sita Hi Ram Bolo Radhe Sham Bansiyahi Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Radhe Sham 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Radhe Sham Sham Sham
तो ही पता की मही से नहती चौपट करी तब गाओ तब जुबती समेत सर जनक सुताही ले जाओ जनक सुताही ले जाओ Sitaram, Sitaram, Radhe Sham 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 Sitaram, Radhe Sham Sham Sham
Sita Hi Ram Bolo Radhe Sham Bolo Sita Hi Ram Bolo Radhe Sham Bolo Bansiyahi Ram 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Radhe Sham 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 Sita Ram Sita Ram Radhe Sham Sham Sham
Bando bal rup soyi Ram Sabat ji sulabha japat jis naam Mangal bhavan amangal hari Gavahus Dasharat Ajra Bihari Gavahus Dasharat Ajra Bihari Sitaram Sitaram Radhe Sham 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 Sitaram Sitaram Radhe Sham Sham Sham
हे राम 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 सीता राम राधे श्याम 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 राम सीता राम राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम
सीता बलि रामचंद्र की जय. The second chaupai that I sang for you all, we sang together, you always hear the second line of that all the time, not so? Mangala Bhavana Amangala Hari Dravahu Sudasharata Jara Vihari. Yeah, we hear this all the time. So my godson had asked me on one occasion where this is found. So I wanted to let you know where it is found and what it means also. So next time you're singing it, you will sing with more emotion. Right? At the beginning of Sri Ramachandramani's Balkan, Uma Parvati, Bhagwan Shiva Shankar is sitting at ease and she comes to Bhagwan and says, Bhagwan, in all humility without any guile, she comes and she asks Bhagwan in earnest to tell her about the glories of that Supreme Lord and Master, Bhagwan Sri Ram. And she tells him also to expound about Vivek, Gyan, Vigyan and all those things, that which would bring enlightenment to us. So Bhagwan Shiva Shankar, when he heard this, that Devi wants to hear about his Supreme Lord and Master, a chill runs through his body and his hair stands on end and his eyes is brimming with water, tears in his eyes, because Bhagwan is going to talk about. And he sits in meditation and is lost in regret to Bhagwan. About an hour or so, then when he wakes up now, he's going to talk about Bhagwan Sri Ram. And he says that when you find out and learn about Bhagwan Sri Ram, it is only then this world disappears. This Maya, this illusion, only when you know about Bhagwan, it is only then this world will disappear. Just as when you see, you go to sleep and you're dreaming and everything is real there, but when all the problems that you have in that dream, and as you open your eye, that was just a dream. In like manner, when you know about Bhagwan Sri Ram, this waking state will be like a dream. All the problems and challenges you have in this life will disappear. This is what Bhagwan Shiva Shankar is saying. And he goes on to say in this, Bandhu Balarup Soiramu, he is paying obeisance to Bhagwan Sri Ram in that Balarup, in the form of that child. He is saying, O Bhagwan, that person who prays to Bhagwan in that form, so he is praying to Bhagwan in that form. Sabasiddhi Sulabha Japata Jisunamu, that person who sings and chants, whose jap with the name of Bhagwan Sri Ram, Sabasiddhi, all that you want in this world comes to you. There's nothing that you want in this world that you wouldn't get when you chant the name of Bhagwan Sri Ram. This is why at the beginning we ask you humbly to chant the name of Bhagwan. See how important it is, Padre? And then what does it say? Mangala Bhavana Amangala Hari. That Supreme Lord, that Master, is the embodiment of auspiciousness, bliss. Amangala Hari, and he's the one who removes all problems and woes in your life. And what is that? He is the players in the courtyard of Raja Dashrath, that child. So we have the opportunity to decide if we want to be Dashrath-like or Dashanan-like. You want to be Dashanan is the name of Ravan, right? So you could decide if you want to be like Dashrath. So listen to what Bhagwan is saying. He's saying in that childlike form, Bhagwan is playing in the courtyard of Dashrath. He didn't say his heart. He said in the courtyard. Where's the courtyard? The courtyard is here, in our minds. When we have Bhagwan in our minds all the time, then all bliss will be yours. Not so? But if we, I'm referring, last time we was here, I talked about Ravana and the 10 heads, right? So I assume that you all remembered what I said about the 10 heads of Ravana. So you understand about the 6 heads, which is Kam, Krodh, Mood, Halubha, Matasarya and Zon, and then Manas, Chit, Buddhi, Ahankar, the 10 heads, right? So if you live your life in that Ravan-like manner, then you will be destroyed. But you need to be like Dashrath. You need to have Bhagwan playing in your courtyard. Yeah? So every time you sing this next time, remember that Bhagwan is going to remove all your troubles and woes if you just have him playing in the courtyard of your mind. And the first doha that we sang, back to our katha, where Angad is getting annoyed at what Ravana is saying, belittling things about his Lord and Master. He tells him, Tohi pataki mahisena hati chaupatakai tava gao. He said, I will dash you to the ground, destroy your entire army, and destroy this gao, this city of yours. And what? Tabajubatin samet sat Janaki Janaka Sutahi lay Jau. And he will take Devi Sita together with his spouses. I started this katha here using the tune from my Guruji. Babs, we call him Babs in English, because he is the person who brought this katha to us. So let me say from onset, if there is any wisdom to be gained from here, it is through His grace, and any errors, well, blame it on me. So Babs always have this to tell us in class. He says that Ramcharitamanas is so deep that we just touch the surface of it and go delve more into it. He said the more you read, the more you'll see the secrets that Goswami Tulsidas says. Even the lines, if he says one line and then you see the word in a second line, there's a meaning behind the second repeating that, because it is in a different sense he's putting that. So there's always something more to learn. When people go and they say, they're going to Ramayana again, I hear that already. You could never get to the end of the Sri Ramcharitamanas. We could only touch the surface. So if you have that in your mind, get it out of your mind, because there's always something more to learn. All you have to do is stop and contemplate and think about it. Yes? So he tells him this, and then he goes on in the following chaupai. Let us all blend our voices again. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram. जो अस करहु तदापि न बराई वही बदे Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Mangala Bhavanaya Mangala Hari, Prabhu Sudashrata Jaya Hari, Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Rama.
Sita Bali Ramachandra ki Jai. He's telling Ravan that he could have destroyed Ravan, because this is Angad, right? Angad is the son of Bali. Remember, Bali was so powerful that when Ravan came to disturb his penance, he wrapped him up in his tail and he finished doing his Sandhya and so on. And then he's starting to hop from mountain to mountain and knocking Ravan with his tail on the mountain. Another scripture tells us he hold him under his arm, but to tell you how powerful Bali was. And this is Bali's son. So those threats that he's making, there's no idle threats. He is that powerful. And he's able to take Devi Sita and go back and stop that whole war. Just like Mahavir Swami, who could have lifted up the whole of Mount Suvail and destroy everybody there and carry back. But that is not his duty. So we need to perform the duty given to us by Bhagavan. He come there to convince Ravan to change his ways. He's telling Ravan that though he could destroy him, it would give him no valor. For killing someone who has already been slain, one gains no valor from that. So he's about to tell him about 14 types of persons who, though living, they are like a living dead. What is the first thing he says? Kaula. Kaula is someone in the Vamarga Shakti worshippers. In India they have the sect of Shakti worshippers and they perform worship in order to harm others. So that is what a kaula is. Right here in Trinidad we have people just go by corn hawks and I don't remember the name that she passed on it. Mother corn hawks. Yes, but and Bali would have experienced that, not so? By a car and so on, people doing all sorts of negative things. You're performing worship to God in order to hurt somebody else. That person is a living dead. So understand that the 14 things that he's telling us here is the things that we need to do the opposite of. Right? So remember, our Guru teaches you, he teaches you the normal way, but he can teach you the wrong things not to do it. So we need to not hurt others. Kagusundiji, when he's speaking to Guru Maharaj, 7 questions. The 5th question he asks him, what is the greatest merit one gains as recorded in the Shrutis, in the Vedas? And what he says? Ahimsa. When you practice ahimsa, non-injury to others, that is the greatest thing that you can do. In man, kram and vachan, in thought, word and deed, who hurt anybody? Because what happens? You know why it is the same as a living dead? If you're living, right, you want to be happy all the time, yes? This is what we're here for. So we have one full day to live. Part of the day we have to sleep, not so? When you go to sleep and you're doing wicked things, could you really have comfortable sleep? No, you have nightmares right through. Because in the wickedness that you're performing, you could never have pleasant dream, you could never have pleasant sleep. So you understand what you're doing? You're killing yourself. do noble and good actions, you will have good, nice sleep in the night. You won't have terrible dreams. Kamabasa. Kamabasa is a person who is very lustful. So your mind is forever occupied with lusting after something, some object that you're lusting over, whether it's a person, whether it is money, whatever it is you're lusting over, your mind is always on that. So you have no time to think about the one, no time to think about doing good for others because you only want that. So if you say, I lusting after money, all I want to do is go and make money. And I save up, I have some money, somebody want a little change, somebody house burn down. No. I'm not parting with none of this. You understand what's happening? So you're like a living dead. You're only accumulating things for yourself, and then when your number call, all say right here. Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells us in chapter 3, verse 43, how are you going to overcome lust? Lust is via the five senses, not so? So one of these five senses is what going to encourage you to have lust, right? Whether you're lusting to eat something, just you want to see something, touch something, you want to feel something, whatever it is, those five senses is what going to cause you to lust, not so? So you need to be like when Nachiket had asked Yamaraj about the soul. Remember what he told him? He said that you, the individual, is in the chariot. So you have the five senses, the five horses. The five horses, the reins that hold the horses is the mind. The person who holding the reins is the intellect. And the person who controls the intellect is the passenger in the chariot. Right? So for you to control the senses, the intellect needs to control the mind. Right? So you yourself, your intellect, you have to think about this and say, is this where my life going? I'm lusting after this person, I'm lusting after money, and my life is just going away. You have to take control, right? Take control and come out of that. Paul Kamopasa, Kripina. Kripina is a miser. Whenever I remember this Kripina, I always remember his kaka money. And his kaka always give a nice dishtan for this, how a miser is. So he was, I don't remember the entire dishtan, Mama. You might be able to remember somehow, but I do remember that he's saying that this man is such a miser, that he don't want to spend no kind of money. So he tells his wife that she to make breakfast. So she said yes, she make roti already, she go in and make some takari. He said, what? No, stop. Don't go and make no takari. He said, come, hold the roti in your hand. And as soon as the neighbor chunk the pot, take a smell and eat roti. Such a miser he is. He don't want to use no takari. So the lady only eating roti alone. You can't be accumulating wealth, living this life, and living like a miser. No. Live this life, everything you're going to live here. Enjoy what you have, in moderation, of course. You're not going to exploit everything. But you need to, live this life and share with others. Paul Kambasa Kripina Bimura, a grossly foolish person, is like the next level. And when I was going to try to explain to you what a foolish person is, the problem is that it has so many degrees, grades of foolish people in this world. So before I say anything untoward about anyone, I would just tell you that A foolish person is a person who is not knowledgeable. Right? So what we need to do is gain knowledge. Right? So you have knowledge about living this life. You have a limited time with this physical body. So use your knowledge, put the right things in your body. You know, you need to know also that there's something beyond this body. You know, so this knowledge you need to gain in this lifetime. And when you reach in different stages in your life, you need to follow it to that. We don't have Sanatana Dharma didn't set out all these rules for you. That when you different stages in your life, you need to start giving up things. When we get older, certain age, you need to start letting go of these things. Right? So this is the knowledge part of it, right? The fifth person, Ati Daridra, utterly destitute, poor person. But this question again came back up in Uttarakhand when Tagusuluji was talking to the Maharaj, which is the greatest misery, right? An utterly destitute person. But what the message is, a destitute person is a person who has no spirituality in them. That is a real destitute person. Understand? You could have a little bit of food, mama, food running out, but if you have that spirituality with you, and everything does work out, everything is all in place. You have to have spirituality. And what is spirituality? We need to know the difference between what is spirituality and what is religiousness. In the morning, I can get up religiously, brush my teeth. Religiously, I bathe. Religiously, I go and throw off a dhar. Understand? I can religiously do those things. But spirituality is when you take it from inside. In the spirit you make. Understand? You're going to offer dhar. Don't say, you're offering dhar and you're watching the neighbor. So, never seen my friend dhar? No. That is not how you offer to Bhagavan. You have to offer from in here. Love and devotion you offer to Bhagavan. Spirituality, when you bring spirituality in your life, you wouldn't be destitute. The sixth, Ajasi, a person who suffers from disrepute. On one occasion, this Baba, driving a long distance, and from north going south to do puja. So when he going, we no longer have cane fields and so on anymore. So he wants to use the washroom. So the only place open on a Sunday was the bar. So Baba need to use the washroom urgently. So he goes and he uses the washroom and he coming out. So as he coming out, a little hill to walk to the bar. So as Baba coming out, he walking, taking time and stepping side to side. So the people who go into the puja now see Baba coming out from the bar and he looking like he going from side to side. Come sit down, Babs. How are you going? So what do you think going to happen after that? The people who just saw Baba. So what are you going to do? You're going to say, Baba, we see Baba coming out from the band, he was staggering. Man nearly tripped over, so drunk he was. You see how easy it is to get in disrepute? So very easy. And you know what happened? The bad thing about things like that is that now you're going to call people, that will pass around to everybody. Baba don't even know what's going on. And they will start calling you Romkok Baba. So from now he gets stamped Romkok Baba. After that, the problem is that his son, they're not going to call his son by name, They will say that is Romkok Baba son. And next generation, that is Romkok Baba grandson. Then the son what happened? No. We need to find out and see the truth about things, right? Don't go spreading rumors about other people without finding out the truth. The seventh, Ati Daridra, a very old person. Now, that wouldn't sound good that you saying a very old person is like a living dead. That's not right. Goswami Tulsidas wouldn't say that. Understand? So this is why Bhagavad said it to look further than what he's trying to tell you. You know? It's not a old, what he means is an old person is supposed to be wise. Okay? So if you're wise, you don't need to know anything more. That's all. So this is what makes you a living there. When you make yourself that you know everything and nobody can teach you nothing anymore, then you become a very old person. Understand? The opposite of an old person is a child, not so? What a child does? A child always wants to find out, Mommy, what is this? Mommy, what is that? You know, always finding out, always learning something new. So don't become like a Ati-Daridra. I know, I don't know that already. Don't be like that. I had mentioned to you on previous occasion also how Indradev was humbled by Narad Muni, not so? Indradev came and he was reading books after books. So you have this mound of books and you feel he's so knowledgeable. Narad Muni comes and he realized that little thought coming into him. So he wanted to get rid of that. So he come and say, Indra, look, you read all them books, you truly is a great man. Real knowledgeable. So Indra feeling great. He's so knowledgeable. Narad Muni turned and said, Oh Indra, you see those mountains of books there? That's the books you didn't read. There's always something more for us to learn in this world. Always, always. At the beginning of our Katha, I told you that this is Bhagwan's university. He's always teaching, you know, all the time. And you have plenty lecturers. You have the dog as a lecturer, you have the bird as a lecturer, you have the tree as a lecturer. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? There's always something to learn. Don't be like a old, very old person living there. Let us hear what Goswami Tulsidas tells us in the following chapter, as he tells us about the next 7 types of living there. Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama,
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram,
Jaya Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama,
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram.
Sada Roga Basa Santat Krodhi Vishnu Vimukta Shruti Sant Virodhi Tanapu Sakanandaka Agathani Jivat Sabha Sama Chaudah Prani.
Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram. Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Bando Palarupa Soi Ramo Sabasiddhi Sulabha Japat Jesunam Mangal Bhavana Mangal Hari
Ram 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 Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Bolo Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Ram
सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय। सदा रोग बसम, 8 type of person that he's talking about is someone who is forever sick. But he's not talking like I said again, it is a little deeper than that. A person might be suffering from cancer, they will say they're suffering from cancer. But if you're suffering from cancer and your mind also gets sick, then that is the problem. You understand? You need to have positive thoughts to bring you out of that. I'm sure you all would have heard Dr. Deepak Chopra on regeneration of cells and so on in your body. Within a certain time period, all the cells in your body regenerate. I was listening also to a doctor who was talking about her problems, you know. She was saying that she used to take care of, she's a lady that came from India and she went to Japan to live. She was, you know, a long time they used to have arranged marriages and so on. So she didn't want to get married. So 3 days before her wedding, she ran away. So eventually she got married to someone else and she had gotten older and so on. So she's relating her life story. She's saying that she was taking care of a friend who was so close to her, she became like her own sister. And that friend had gotten cancer. So she was taking care of her friend and so on. And it so happened that her husband's brother also had gotten cancer. So both of them was, you know, they used to take care of them and so on. And they used to go for their this radiation therapy and so on. And she see how they used to get weak and so on. And she started, you know, changing her diet and eating natural organic foods and all those kind of things so that she's afraid of getting that cancer, you know. Unfortunately, she also got cancer, lymph nodes here. And when she got that cancer, after having seen how they were after they did their therapy and so on, she decided that she's going to India and not do that radiation therapy. She went to do the Ayurvedic treatment in India. So when she went there, she started to see improvement and so on. And went into remission, and she went back. Although when she went back there, she started to get the cancer again, all because of her mindset. You understand? Because you're going back in that environment and you're thinking about cancer. So your body itself starts producing those cancer cells. You understand? So if you're sick, but you reach that stage where your mind give up, then there's problems with you. We would remember that small mommy, she got over cancer. Chelsea is now what, 25 or 27 years old. Chelsea was diagnosed with cancer. The doctor told her mother then that she wouldn't live beyond 12 years. But she has faith in God, you know, and she's still alive. You decide on your body. The doctors could give guidance, yes, but you fix your mind. Don't give up. Santata Krodhi. A person, Krodhi is anger, right? A person who is always angry. You could figure that out already. You see what has happened with that person when they're angry? What it does? You put in poison in your system. You poison your system. That's all. When Dr. he saw in Maramutu, the doctor that did the research on water with cells, with the crystal formation of cells and so on. I can't remember his name. But anyway, this Japanese doctor did research on water. And what he did is he brought the water for the classroom to shout angry words where the water is. And they crystallized that and looked at the crystal structure. And they had another bottle where some other people were saying good and kind words. So when he put them under the microscope, you will see the difference in the crystal structure, how perfectly formed these were and how these were. You know? So that alone tells you our body has so much water in it. So when you have those negative emotions and thoughts and anger, what's going to happen? You poison your own self. We have to decide, look, you know, whatever it is that causing me to get angry, I need to resolve that in my mind and not be angry all the time. The main reason you get angry is because a desire that you have is not fulfilled. That's all. So you want your child to do this, you're not doing that, you're getting angry for it. Yeah? So you have to decide, you know, see what's going on and fix yourself. Don't be a living dead who is always angry, number 9. The 10th, Vishnu Vimukha, a person who is hostile to Bhagwan. Always have a problem with God. I even have to explain that to you. That's all. So I'm moving on. Shruti Santa Virodi, an enemy of the saint and the Vedas. Again, Chatergoon Did explain that in detail again, right? In the second question. Santa Virodi. If you do not have company with these saintly people, it will never bring you close to God. Okay? So you need to not find fault with the Shrutis and with the saintly people of this world. Enlightenment will never come to you. And you will continue in the cycle over and over. Tanupusak, somebody who exclusively nourishes their own body. So all they're doing in their whole lifetime is, you know, I think about myself alone. I think about nobody else. Only me. That's the next living there. Nindak Agakhani. Nindak, somebody who always finding faults and slandering others. Again, Uttarakhand, you know. I'm sure, Val, I think you all heard that the 7 questions and tell you about what happens to those people who speak ill of the saints, who speak ill of things, you know, if you're doing slandering everybody, you know what you come back as a bat, right? And we explained that already in our previous question. So, the final one that he tells us is that person who is the storehouse of sin. So all the 13 things that we spoke about earlier, the person who is the storehouse of all of these things, the storehouse of sin, that person also is a living dead. He goes on to speak to Ravana and tell him, try to convince Ravana about changing his behavior and changing his ways, to go and ask Bhagwan for forgiveness. But Ravana doesn't listen. So let us hear what Goswami Tulsidas tells us in the final doha. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rikubala दिक्बल तरसी हर्षि कपी रामा बाले कन्या बल कुंज कुलक शरीर नयन गए राम पद सियापति रामचंद्र की जय उमापति महादेव की जय वृंदावन कृष्णचंद्र की जय पूरे जगन्नाथ की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियापति रामचंद्र की जय शरणम. Angad getting angry at Ravana, he's not listening. He tries a final attempt. He tries and he says, "O Ravan, Bhagwan Sri Ram would leave this place if only you would be able to move my foot." So thinking about Bhagwan Sri Ram, he places his foot on the ground. And everyone in that assembly comes to try and move his foot. All those powerful warriors. Meghnad even comes and cannot budge that foot. Because that foot that he planted there, Bhagwan Sri Ram's blessings are there, but also Jagat Janani Devi Prithvi Ma is holding on to that foot. Because remember, she had gone as in the form of a cow to ask the one to come and remove a burden. Not so? You always need to pay respect to Dharti Mata. When we get up in the morning, pay obeisance to Devi. Karan was a great and powerful warrior, not so? So powerful was Karan that Arjun really couldn't destroy Karan. He was more powerful than Arjuna. On the battlefield, when he was fighting that war, his chariot got stuck in the mud. And Bhagwan Shri Krishna tells Arjuna, "Now take off the head of Karan." And Arjuna saying that he's unarmed. How can I do that, Bhagwan? So Shri Krishna is telling him, "Oh Arjuna, when Abhimanyu was on the battlefield, it is Karan who came and stabbed him in the back. Remember that, oh Arjuna. Take off his head while he is unarmed." But Karan had 3 curses against him, you see. And remember also in his previous life, not so, Ami, he had those 1,000 armors and so on that we spoke about in the previous katha. So he already got that armor taken away from him by Indra. And now he has a 3 curse against him. The first curse he has is that, remember, he went as the Shishya of Parasuram. So he went to Dronacharya, and Dronacharya said that he's only teaching Kshatriyas. He's not teaching a charioteer's son. So he goes to Parasuram. But when Parasuram had taught him everything, and he was laying on his leg, Indra came as a Bhaura and bore into his leg. So when that blood came out from there, and Parasuram woke up and saw that, he said that you cannot be no charioteer's son. Because only a Kshatriya could withstand that amount of pain. So I curse you that when you need to remember that Astra, the mantra to charge that Astra, you will forget. One curse. Second curse. He goes and he was in the forest, and Indra again comes, and there are cows there, and Indra let him see that one of the cows is looking like a lion, and is about to pounce on the next cow, but actually that's the mother cow in reality. So he shoots the cow, thinking it's the lion, and the Brahmin curses him that just as you have shot a defenseless cow, you don't have any weapons and so on, you, when you have no weapons, will be killed. Second curse. Third curse. When Karan was driving his chariot, a young girl was carrying ghee, and he happened to, as he passed into the chariot, she got frightened and ghee fell on the earth. So she's crying now, and he comes and he stops and he says, he will give her that, buy more ghee for her. She says, no, I want that ghee. So he takes the earth and he squeezes the ghee out of it. It's in the empty matter and causing her pain. So she curses him. And that is why when his chariot was stuck in the mud, who hold it? This is a powerful, powerful Karan. He can't lift up a chariot. He has the power to lift the chariot, but you cannot lift it because the empty matter is holding on to it. Understand? Always pay respect to the empty matter. When you get up in the morning, bow a little bit. So Angad foot is there, and through Bhagwan's grace and the Dharti Mata holding it, nobody could move that foot. So eventually Ravan comes. With the one crown that remains on his head comes. And as he's about to touch the feet, he steps back and said, don't touch my feet, be it. Go and ask Bhagwan Sri Ram for forgiveness. So as he bends, his crown falls off. So Angad takes that crown and throw it also to Bhagwan Sri Ram. So now remember, I had told you about the crowns at the beginning. So I'm not going to give you the answer. There is something that goes with the crowns. But remember at the beginning he lost some crowns and then in the end he lost a crown. So when you all decide to come and listen to satsang again, we will tell you all about this. Because I want you to want to come to satsang. Yeah? So he sends that crown to Bhagwan Sri Ram. But remember at the beginning I told you, you have to decide. You want to be like Dasharath or you want to be like Dashan. Understand? So that's where the crown is coming, right? So next time we have satsang, we'll talk about the crown. Yeah? So he goes back to, he tells Ravan, look, you need to go and ask Bhagwan for forgiveness, and he's willing to forgive all that you have done. All the mistakes you make in this life, all the problems and mistakes, if we just go and bow to Bhagwan and say, Bhagwan, forgive me, he's ready to forgive you. Get rid of all these problems and this hate and this malice, this greed, this infatuation, all this ego. Just get rid of these from. Bow your head in humility to the lotus feet of Bhagwan. This is what the final Bhagwan is. So Angad goes back to Bhagwan Sri Ram, and what happens? His hair stands on end, Nayana Jal, in his eyes is brimming with water, and he clasps the feet of Bhagwan, the lotus-like feet of Bhagwan. This is all we need to get ready. Give up all these 14 negative things and surrender to the Supreme. Sita Padi Ramachandra Ki Jai. Let us clasp our hands and bow our heads in humble supplication. as you seek guidance, blessings, and protection for this noble, pious soul who has brought us here today on this continued journey towards enlightenment, as we do closing prayer. Hari Om Namastu Anandaya Sahasramurti Sahasrapadakshi Sharur Udbhave Sahasraname Purushaya Sahasrakoti Vidhaya Namah Om Avahanam न जानामि विसर्जनम पूजम जैवा न जानामि कसंयतम पुरुषोत्तमम् मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दनं यत् पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे। ओम अनादिनधनु देव शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेत मोक्ष प्रदो भव श्री कृष्णा शरणं मम श्री कृष्णा शरणं मम श्री कृष्णा शरणं मम। हे प्रभु सर्वशक्तिमान सचित आनंद निराकार निर्विकार सर्वाधार सर्वेश्वर सर्वव्यापक अंतर्यामी अजर अमर नित्य प्रवित्य सृष्टिकर्ता को बारंबार नमस्कार। हे परमात्मा भविष्य वर्तमान का शरण करते शुभ दिन प्रकाश करो कि जिसके सबका मंगल हो। ओम ध्यौ शांति रंजन शांति पृथ्वी शांति आप शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव देवा शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वगम शांति शांति देवा शांति sama शांति देवा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Together, let's all blend our voices together. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्याद्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। उमापति महादेव की जय। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय। पवन पुत्र हनुमान स्वामी की जय। बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सकल पंच जय जय सीताराम। Brothers and sisters, it would be remiss of me if I didn't extend my sincere gratitude to all my gurus, my uncles, both maternal, paternal, my grandfather, my grandfather's brother, all my cousins, all of my brothers and sisters who are teachers to me, and I am still learning. Bhagwan's blessings to all of them. I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to you all for giving us an opportunity to be here with you all, this lovely audience. Bhagwan's blessings to all of you. May you continue to be in satsang. Next month we will be able to come, so we could make some arrangement to have previous engagement. Let me also say thank you to my daughter, Dharampatni, uncle, my uncles for being supportive of me, but most of all for this wonderful audience. I'm glad to see so many people here, Val. You have so much support. God's blessings to all of you, and I truly wish that you continue to be in satsang. Sitapati Ramachandra ki.